The jungle of Zerthos Prime glowed under a pale violet sky. Strange bioluminescent plants stretched toward the clouds, their soft light dancing over the ground. Thick vines curled around trees taller than any human had ever seen. The air was warm, humid, and full of life. Tiny creatures flitted through the glowing foliage, and the distant calls of alien animals echoed across the dense forest. Captain Elias Kane adjusted the controls of the hovercraft as it hovered just above the alien. Ground around him, his exploration team. Scientists, engineers, and medics watched the jungle with wide eyes. Zerthos Prime had never been explored, and its mysteries were endless. This place, it's alive in a way I've never seen, said Dr. Mira Solon, the team's xenobiologist. Her voice trembled slightly with excitement. The plants, they move, almost like they're aware of us. Elias nodded, his sharp human eyes scanning the horizon. Stay alert, we don't know what's out there. And remember, first contact with any intelligent species is delicate. We do not harm them. The team disembarked carefully, their boots pressing into the soft, glowing moss. They moved slowly, careful not to disturb the strange ecosystem. Sensors beeped softly on their suits, measuring air composition, detecting life forms, and scanning for unknown signals. Then they heard it, a faint shriek, high-pitched and desperate, cutting through the hum of the jungle. What was that? Whispered one of the engineers, a young man named Jalen. That's not an animal, Mira said, narrowing her eyes. It's intelligent. And it's in pain. The team followed the sound, moving through the thick vines until they reached a small clearing. There, they saw it, a tiny alien, no bigger than a human child, but with shimmering blue skin and large, bright eyes filled with fear. Its hands clutched its chest as it trembled violently. It's injured, shouted one of the medics. Doctor, Leora Chen, rushing forward. We need to help it. The alien, noticing the humans, jumped back in terror. No, stay back, it's inside me. It's going to kill me. Take it out. It shrieked in a strange, melodic voice that somehow the Team's universal translator picked up perfectly. Elias froze. It's asking for help, but what is it talking about? Mira stepped forward. It must be infected by some kind of parasite. Look at its distress. Humans can help. Maybe we can remove it. The tiny alien warrior's large eyes darted around the clearing. Its body shook uncontrollably. It moves inside. You can take it out, or I will die. Elias nodded at Dr. Chen. Get the extraction tools ready. Carefully. One wrong move, and both the alien and the parasite could be in danger. Dr. Chen opened her medical kit, pulling out delicate instruments designed for removing microscopic organisms. This kit had been developed on Earth to treat alien life forms, combining precision with adaptive technology. She knelt carefully in front of the tiny warrior. Easy. We're not going to hurt you, she said softly. We just want to help. The alien flinched but did not run. Its trust in humans was growing despite the pain. Mira examined it closely. The parasite is unlike anything I've seen before. It seems semi-intelligent. It reacts to movement, almost like it knows we're trying to remove it. Elias frowned. Then we need to be precise. One wrong step and it could react violently. Dr. Chen activated a small holographic display on her wrist, scanning the alien's chest. A faint, wriggling shape appeared on the screen. A thin, dark line that moved with startling speed inside the alien's body. There it is, Chen whispered. It's not just a parasite, it's alive in a way that seems almost smart. It resists removal on its own. The alien groaned, clutching its chest tighter. Please, hurry. It's hurting. Elias and the team held their breath. Humans were small, fragile creatures compared to many aliens, but what they lacked in size they made up for with ingenuity. They had faced countless dangers in space, but nothing like this. Dr. Chen extended a microforceps toward the alien's chest. The parasite wriggled violently, sensing the intrusion. The tiny warrior screamed, not in fear of the human, but in fear of the parasite's reaction. Hold still. Dr. Chen instructed calmly. "You're safe with us." The human hands worked, with unmatched precision. Every movement was calculated. Every adjustment was made in real time to counter the parasite's movements. For a moment, it seemed the parasite would escape completely, wriggling in unexpected directions. Then Elias remembered something from Earth medicine. "Use the light pulse," he shouted. "The frequency from the med scanner. It can temporarily paralyze the parasite." Dr. Chen adjusted the instrument. A soft beam of light pulsed toward the alien's chest. The parasite froze for a brief moment, allowing her to carefully grab it with the forceps. The tiny alien let out a sigh of relief. Yes, take it out. Please, I can feel it leaving." With one final, careful motion, the parasite was removed. It writhed in the air for a moment, then became still. The alien collapsed, exhausted but alive. Dr. Chen gently lifted it and laid it on the glowing moss. "You're safe now," she said. The alien blinked up at her, its body trembling but alive. Mira examined the parasite. "It's incredible. Not only is it sentient, but it also adapts quickly to threats. It's like a living weapon designed to survive at all costs." Elias frowned. "Designed by whom?" Before anyone could answer, the jungle seemed to react. Vines shifted slightly and the air felt heavier. It was as if the planet itself was watching, waiting. The tiny warrior looked up at the humans, its eyes shining. You saved me. No one else could." Elias nodded. "We're explorers, not conquerors. We help those who need it." The alien studied him for a long moment, then whispered in its melodic voice, "I am Tiri." "And you? You are human?" "Yes," Elias replied, "and we are your friends. But tell me, Tiri, what was that parasite, and who sent it?" Tiri's eyes darkened. "Not sent. It came from the stars, from a ship. Many moons ago. It spread, it killed, and it will come again." The team exchanged uneasy glances. Humans had faced dangers across the galaxy, but this felt different. This was a threat they could not ignore, a parasite that was intelligent, fast and deadly. Elias turned to his team. "We need to understand this. This planet is alive, and it has secrets. If that parasite spreads, it could be catastrophic. Not just for Tiri's species, but for the whole ecosystem." Mira knelt beside Tiri, offering water from a small container. "You're safe for now, Tiri. We'll help you fight this, if you'll let us." Tiri nodded weakly. I will trust you. But others are already infected. The parasite spreads fast. You must act quickly." Elias felt a surge of determination. Humans were not the largest, the strongest, or the fastest species in the galaxy, but they had one gift: ingenuity. And ingenuity had saved countless lives. Now it would be tested again. The jungle hummed around them, alive with unseen eyes. The team realized that Zerthos Prime was beautiful, dangerous, and full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. But one thing was clear: the humans had made a difference. And in this strange alien world, they would need to be more than explorers. They would need to be heroes. As night fell, the glowing plants cast long, shifting shadows. Tiri leaned weakly against a tree, looking at the humans with a mix of fear and hope. The parasite was gone for now, but the battle for survival on Zerthos Prime had only just begun. And somewhere deep in the jungle, a faint, wriggling movement hinted that the parasite's story was far from over. The jungle of Zerthos Prime grew darker as night deepened. Strange, glowing plants lit the paths like alien lanterns, but the forest felt alive, almost aware of every movement. Captain Elias Kane and his team moved cautiously, carrying Tiri, the tiny alien warrior they had saved. Tiri's small body still trembled from the ordeal. "The parasite, it will come back," he whispered. "Others, my people, they are already infected. You must help them." Dr. Mira Solon frowned. Then we need to find out where it came from. If it spreads, it could threaten everything on this planet. Elias nodded. We have to be careful. One mistake and we could make the situation worse. The team followed Thierry through thick vines and glowing moss until they reached a small clearing filled with alien huts. Other tiny aliens, no bigger than a human child, peeked out from behind their homes, eyes wide with fear. Some shivered, clutching each other. The humans realized immediately. The parasite had already begun infecting the village. Thierry stepped forward bravely, despite his weakness. They are infected. Some, not yet. But it will spread quickly. Dr. Leora Chen knelt beside one of the villagers, a tiny alien clutching its chest and moaning in pain. She placed a small scanning device over its body. The holographic display showed wriggling lines similar to the parasite they had removed from Thierry. Elias swallowed hard. It's moving fast. We need a plan to stop it before it takes over the whole village. Mira examined the scanning results. The parasite is adaptive. It senses threats and fights back. It's semi-intelligent. That's why Thierry's species cannot remove it themselves. But humans can think differently. We can outsmart it. Elias looked at his team. Then let's do it. Carefully, systematically. One infected alien at a time. The humans worked quickly, setting up a small field hospital near the edge of the village. Dr. Chen used precision instruments and advanced scanning tools to identify the parasite's exact location inside each host. For some villagers, it was just beneath the skin. For others, it had burrowed deeper. The first extraction was tense. The alien, a young female, trembled violently as Dr. Chen approached. Stay calm, she said softly. We're helping you. The parasite reacted immediately, wriggling in unexpected directions. The alien cried out in pain and fear. Mira activated a light pulse device and the parasite froze for a few seconds, giving Dr. Chen a chance to remove it. Elias watched closely. Good. Keep going, but stay precise. One wrong move and it could kill them, or escape into the jungle. The humans worked through the night, carefully removing parasites from the infected villagers. Each extraction was tense. Each parasite fought back in unique ways. But human ingenuity, combined with their advanced technology, allowed them to succeed. Meanwhile, Thierry moved among his people, whispering encouragement. They will help you. You must trust them. The humans, they are clever, stronger in ways we are not. The tiny aliens began to see humans in a new light. They were not just large, strange creatures. They were saviors, capable of courage, precision, and thinking in ways their species could not. Hours passed. The last infected villager was treated and Dr. Chen collapsed in exhaustion. That was intense, she said, breathing heavily. Each parasite is like a puzzle. But we did it. Everyone survived. Mira looked at the village, now calm, but still tense. We stopped this wave, but it's not over. The parasite came from somewhere. And if more are out there, Elias nodded, then we find them. Humans don't give up. Not now, not ever. Thierry's eyes shone with gratitude. You are different. My people. We thought we were alone. But you are brave. You saved many. Elias smiled faintly. We're explorers, Thierry. And explorers never leave anyone behind. Suddenly, a faint movement in the jungle caught their attention. A shadow passed between the glowing trees, too large to be a small alien. Something was watching them. Mira's scanner beeped. There's movement. Something large. But it's not a parasite. I've never seen this life form before. It's intelligent and it's aware of us. Elias tensed. Stay alert. Humans are good at facing danger, but we need to be careful. This planet is full of surprises. The humans returned to their camp near the village, keeping watch through the night. They analyzed the parasites they had removed, trying to understand their biology. Mira noted, It's semi-intelligent. It adapts to every attempt we make to remove it. That's why your species, Tiri, cannot fight it alone. Tiri nodded weakly. Yes, we, small, limited. You, humans, clever, strong, able. Elias leaned on a glowing tree deep in thought. Strength isn't just about size or weapons, it's about thinking, adapting, and using what you have. That's humanity's advantage. Over the next day, the team prepared to explore further. If the parasites came from a crashed alien ship, they needed to find it before more were infected. They gathered supplies, checked equipment, and coordinated with Tiri and his people. The tiny alien warrior insisted on guiding them. The ship lies beyond the mountains, hidden, dangerous. You must be careful. Elias studied the map Tiri had drawn. Mountains, dense forests, difficult terrain. But humans are explorers. We can handle it. Mira smiled. We'll need to use both human technology and Tiri's knowledge of the land. Together, we have a chance. As they set out, Tiri rode on Elias's shoulder, weak but determined. The humans moved carefully, avoiding aggressive alien wildlife and navigating the strange, glowing plants. Each step revealed more of Zerthos Prime's beauty and danger. Suddenly, a loud screech echoed through the forest. The team froze. Something large and fast was moving toward them. The jungle seemed to shift with every step of the unseen creature. Elias raised his hand. Form a circle. Stay together. Humans work best as a team. The creature emerged, a massive alien predator, its skin shimmering with bioluminescent patterns. Its eyes glowed bright yellow as it circled them, sniffing, judging. The humans stood their ground. Mira whispered, "It's curious. Not attacking. Yet." Elias took a step forward. "We are explorers. We mean no harm. But if it attacks, we fight smart. Not just hard." The predator paused, then retreated into the jungle. The humans exhaled in relief. Even on this alien world, they realized, courage combined with intelligence could overcome fear and danger. As they continued their journey, Tiri spoke softly. "You, humans, different, brave, clever, capable. My people will remember." Elias smiled. "And we will remember this world. We are explorers, and we never forget the lives we touch." That night they camped near a glowing waterfall. The water sparkled with alien light, and the jungle hummed softly around them. Dr. Chen tended to Tiri, ensuring he was stable, while Mira studied the removed parasites. Elias looked at the stars above the alien sky. The parasite is dangerous, but humans can face danger, adapt, and survive. And together, we can protect those who cannot protect themselves. The tiny alien warrior drifted to sleep, exhausted but safe for the first time in days. And for the humans, the lesson was clear. Courage, intelligence, and teamwork were their greatest weapons, not size, not strength, but the brilliance of their minds and hearts. The journey to the crashed alien ship had only begun, and the threat of the parasites loomed large. But humans were ready, and on Zerthos Prime they would prove that ingenuity, courage, and compassion could overcome even the most terrifying alien threat. The jungle whispered around them, alive with unseen eyes, as the team prepared for the next stage of their mission. The parasites were only the beginning, and humans were ready to face whatever came next. The human team, with Tiri guiding them, moved cautiously through the thick forests of Zerthos Prime. Every step was a test of skill and patience. The glowing moss beneath their feet lit the path faintly, and strange sounds echoed from the depths of the jungle. Birds with translucent wings called softly while small glowing insects flitted past. The planet was alive, vibrant, and unpredictable. This place, it's unlike anything we've explored before, said Dr. Mira Solon. She adjusted her scanner, which hummed softly as it analyzed the surrounding area. Every plant, every creature is connected. It's like the entire forest is aware of us. Elias Kane nodded. That's why we have to be careful. Not just with the parasites, but with everything. One wrong move, and we could trigger something we cannot control. Thierry, riding on Elias's shoulder, shivered. We must hurry. The ship, the source, lies beyond the mountains. But the parasite, it spreads quickly. More infected. Others suffer. The humans knew they could not waste time. Each passing hour meant more tiny aliens might fall victim to the parasite. They followed Thierry's directions, moving through dense foliage, crossing alien streams, and climbing over glowing roots. The journey was exhausting, but the humans pressed forward, driven by determination and compassion. By midday, they reached a narrow canyon. Jagged rocks rose on either side, covered with creeping vines and glowing fungi. Thierry pointed upward. Beyond, there, the ship, hidden long ago. Elias examined the rocky path ahead. We'll need to climb carefully. Humans are good with tools and teamwork. We can do this. The team started scaling the canyon using ropes and harnesses. The tiny aliens watched from below, their large eyes filled with worry and hope. For the humans, each careful movement reinforced their adaptability. Even in alien terrain, their ingenuity allowed them to conquer challenges that seemed impossible. Finally, they reached a plateau overlooking a valley. At its center lay a large metallic object, partially buried in glowing moss and vines. It was a spacecraft, broken and ancient, its hull scratched and corroded by time. There it is, Thierry whispered. The source of the parasite, the beginning. Mira scanned the ship. It's heavily damaged, but the energy signatures are still active. The parasite likely came from inside. Elias studied the craft. We need to be careful. Whatever caused this could still be inside. Humans survive by thinking first and acting carefully. That's what we'll do now. The team approached the spacecraft slowly. The hatch was partially open, corroded by years of exposure. They entered cautiously, flashlights cutting through the dim alien light inside. The walls of the ship were lined with strange equipment and containers, some broken, others still glowing faintly. Mira examined one container. These are biocontainment units for organisms. The parasite likely originated here. It was stored, studied, and somehow released. Suddenly, a faint movement caught their attention. The parasite wriggled inside a damaged container, moving toward the floor. It had already adapted to the environment outside the ship. Elias motioned to the team. Keep calm. Observe, then act. Humans are clever. We'll contain it without panic. Dr. Chen activated a field scanner. It's semi-intelligent, and it's adapting to the environment. We must trap it quickly before it spreads again. The humans worked together, setting up containment nets and temporary force fields. The parasite sensed the human's presence and lashed out, wriggling through cracks and holes. But human ingenuity prevailed. They used the ship's remaining technology combined with their own tools to finally trap it in a secure field. Thierry watched in awe. Humans, clever, strong, you saved Morse again? Mira shook her head. This is not just a parasite, it's part of a larger threat. If other units were on other planets, we might be seeing the beginning of a galactic problem. Elias frowned. Then we need answers. Humans survive by learning. That's what we do now. Study, understand, and plan. The team spent hours analyzing the ship's logs and technology. They discovered recordings of the species that had built it, an advanced civilization that had experimented with bioweapons. The parasites were designed to survive, adapt, and spread. They were intelligent, able to sense threats, and incredibly resilient. Dr. Chen's hands trembled slightly as she examined the containment field. They could easily escape if not contained. But with human technology, careful thinking, and teamwork, we can keep them under control. Elias nodded. Exactly. Humans survive by combining knowledge with action. We don't just fight, we plan, adapt, and execute. Tiri's small hands rested on the edge of the containment field. Your species, different, strong, we learn from you. My people will follow. Humans. Mira looked around the damaged ship. There may be more units. Hidden. We need to search, systematically, and ensure none escape. The team divided tasks. Elias and Tiri explored one section of the ship, carefully avoiding broken panels and strange machinery. Mira and Dr. Chen examined the biocontainment units, checking for any signs of additional parasites. Every creak and groan of the ship made them alert. Hours passed. Finally, in a dark lower compartment, Elias found more containers, partially hidden beneath debris. Some were empty, others held traces of the parasite. These were meant to be deployed, he said grimly. Humans survive by stopping threats before they grow. That's what we do: contain, neutralize, and prevent spread. Mira carefully scanned the containers. The parasites inside are smaller, weaker, but still intelligent. If they reach the surface, they could infect life on this planet again. Doctor. Chen nodded. We need to move them to a secure containment area away from the jungle. Humans survive by acting decisively. That's what we're doing. They carried the containers outside, using hovercrafts and portable containment fields. Tiri and other tiny aliens watched silently, realizing that humans were not just large and strong. They were capable of precision, patience, and courage. Once the parasites were secured, Elias spoke to his team. This is just the beginning. We've stopped them here, but we've learned something important. Humans survive by combining ingenuity with courage. That's what makes us special. Mira nodded. And humans protect, not just themselves, but others. That's why these tiny aliens survived today. They couldn't do it alone, but humans helped. Tiri smiled weakly. Humans, you are heroes. We are grateful. You saved many lives. My people will remember. As night fell again, the humans set up a secure camp near the ship. The jungle around them seemed quieter, but Elias knew the planet was watching. Every plant, every creature, every glowing insect was aware of their presence. Suddenly, a soft movement in the jungle caught their attention. Another alien predator, smaller this time, emerged cautiously. Its skin shimmered under the alien light. Unlike the previous one, it seemed curious, not hostile. Elias smiled. Humans survive not just by fighting, but by understanding. Let's observe, learn, and adapt. That's what we do. The predator circled them, studying the humans and Tiri. Then, it turned and disappeared into the trees. The humans breathed, quietly, realizing once more that intelligence, observation, and patience were their greatest tools. Tiri looked at the team, eyes shining. Your species, clever, strong, brave. You will lead, protect, inspire. My people, we follow. Elias felt a surge of pride, not arrogance, but understanding. Humans survived not because they were the largest or the strongest, but because they could think, adapt, and act with courage. And in a universe full of unknown dangers, that ability would carry them far. The team settled for the night, guarding the secure containment field. The parasites were captured, but the threat was not entirely gone. Somewhere in the galaxy others might exist, and humans would face them, as they always did, with intelligence, courage, and heart. As the alien moon rose over Zirthos Prime, casting a soft glow over the glowing jungle, Elias whispered to himself, humans survive, because we never give up, and as long as we do, hope remains, even in the darkest, most alien worlds. The jungle whispered around them, alive with the secrets of the planet, and humans, small but brilliant, rested for the night, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them at dawn. The following morning, Zirthos Prime's jungle buzzed with life. Alien birds with translucent wings darted through the glowing trees, while strange insects pulsed in and out of view. The humans moved cautiously, carrying their secured containers of parasites. Their mission was clear: prevent the parasite from spreading and protect Tiri's species at all costs. Captain Elias Kane led the team. "Stay alert," he said, scanning the dense jungle. "The parasites adapt quickly. Humans survive by thinking fast, staying calm, and acting smart. That's what we'll do today." Dr. Mira Solon adjusted her scanner. "I've detected multiple infected zones. The parasite is spreading underground as well as across the surface. It's clever. Almost like it knows our moves before we make them." Tiri's small voice trembled. "My people, not yet infected. But if the parasites reach them, they will not survive. We must act." Elias nodded. "We'll protect them. Humans survive by planning, adapting, and working together. Everyone, follow me carefully." The team moved toward the nearest village at risk, navigating alien roots and thick vines. They carried tools, scanners, and portable containment fields. Every step required attention. The jungle itself seemed to shift around them. As they approached the village, a cry of distress echoed from the glowing huts. Several tiny aliens ran toward the humans, pointing toward infected companions. The parasites had already reached them, moving swiftly through the village. Dr. Leora Chen sprang into action. "Containment fields, now!" She activated the devices, creating shimmering barriers around infected areas. But the parasites were clever. They wriggled through small gaps and tried to escape containment. Elias shouted, "Humans survive by adapting. Think fast. Close the gaps. Reinforce the fields." The team moved quickly, improvising with alien vines and portable tools. Within minutes, they strengthened the barriers, trapping the parasites in smaller sections. Mira examined the parasites through her scanner. "They're evolving. They sense us, and they're coordinating. If we don't act quickly, they'll overwhelm the village." Tiri ran toward a group of infected villagers. "You must help, or they will die." He looked at Elias, desperate. "Humans, save them, again." Elias set his jaw. "We will. Humans survive by staying calm under pressure. We act, carefully and decisively. Let's move." The battle began. Some parasites had burrowed into the soil, others clung to infected hosts. Each move required precision. Humans used light pulses to paralyze the parasites temporarily, then carefully removed them with microforceps. Despite the danger, the humans worked together seamlessly. Each person had a role. Elias coordinated the operation. Mira scanned and analyzed. Dr. Chen performed the extractions, and engineers reinforced containment fields. Their teamwork was flawless, showing the strength of human ingenuity and cooperation. Tiri's eyes widened as he watched. Humans, clever, strong. They won't fight without fears and protect. Even as the parasites adapted, humans continued to outsmart them. They used the jungle itself to their advantage, channeling the parasites toward containment fields using barriers made of glowing plants and vines. The parasites wriggled, tried to escape, but humans anticipated their moves and blocked them efficiently. Hours passed. Several humans and tiny aliens were scratched or bruised, but no one was seriously injured. Each parasite removed was studied immediately, ensuring it could not reproduce or escape. At one point, a particularly large parasite attacked a cluster of huts, moving faster than any previous one. It wrapped itself around an infected host, attempting to escape with them. "Everyone focus," Elias shouted. "Humans survive because we stay calm. Use the pulse devices and coordinate your moves." The team split into groups. One group distracted the parasite with light pulses while Dr. Chen carefully extracted it from the host. The parasite fought back, wriggling violently, but humans adapted their strategy in real time. Using ropes, vines, and careful coordination, they isolated it in a containment net. Tiri gasped. "Humans. Amazing. So clever." so strong. By evening, the immediate threat was contained. All known parasites were trapped or removed, and the villagers were safe for now. But the humans knew the battle was not over. The parasites had come from the crashed alien ship, and there could be more. Mira examined the team. We've done well. But the parasites are smart. We can't relax. Humans survive by thinking ahead and preparing for what comes next. Elias nodded. We'll prepare. The villagers need protection. We'll reinforce their homes, set up early warning systems, and train them to respond. Humans survive because we plan, adapt, and lead. The tiny alien warrior, Tiri, moved among his people explaining what the humans had done. They saved many humans, clever and brave. They fight, protect, inspire. As night fell, the humans and tiny aliens worked together to secure the village. They set up barriers, reinforced walls, and used portable lights to create safe zones. The parasites could adapt quickly, but humans could anticipate and react faster. Elias looked at Tiri. You trust humans now? Tiri nodded. Yes, human heroes, my people, grateful. Dr. Chen added, it's not just about strength. It's about intelligence, courage, and teamwork. That's why humans survive, and why they can help others survive too. Suddenly, movement in the jungle caught their attention. A shadow passed among the glowing trees, larger than any parasite. Elias raised his hand. Everyone, stay alert. Humans survive because we don't panic. Watch, learn, and adapt. The shadow paused. It was an unknown predator, drawn by the commotion. It observed the humans and tiny aliens silently, then retreated into the darkness. Humans had survived another test, not by size or strength alone, but by intelligence, courage, and careful action. Tiri looked at Elias with wide eyes. Your species, incredible, brave, clever. You fight and protect. My people will remember. Elias smiled faintly. Humans survive because we think, adapt, and act together. That's what makes us strong, and we'll keep protecting anyone who needs help. The humans rested briefly before preparing to continue their mission. The immediate threat had been contained, but the source of the parasites, the crashed alien ship, still lay hidden in the mountains. They knew more challenges awaited, but humans never gave up. As the alien moon rose high in the sky, casting soft light over the glowing jungle, Elias whispered to his team, humans survive because we never stop thinking, never stop acting, and never stop protecting. No matter how strange or dangerous the world, that is our strength. The jungle seemed to settle around them, alive with quiet energy. The humans, small but brilliant, rested for the night, ready to face the next stage of their mission. The battle for survival had been won today, but the war against the parasites was far from over, and somewhere, hidden in the shadows, other parasites waited. But humans had shown that even in the most alien and dangerous worlds, intelligence, courage, and teamwork could triumph against almost any threat. The sun rose over Zerthos Prime, casting long shadows across the glowing jungle. Captain Elias Kane and his team stood at the edge of the mountains, staring at the distant wreckage of the alien ship. It lay partially buried in glowing moss and twisted metal, silent but dangerous. The parasites had been contained for now, but the source remained. Tiri, the tiny alien warrior, perched on Elias's shoulder. His small body still trembled slightly, but his eyes were filled with hope. That ship, the source, it must be stopped. Otherwise, my people all will suffer. Elias nodded. Humans survive by thinking ahead. We've contained the immediate threat, but now we finish this mission. We act carefully, use our minds, and stay together. That's how we win. Dr. Mira Solon scanned the terrain. The ship is surrounded by natural traps, glowing plants, sticky vines, and jagged rocks. But humans are good at adapting. We'll use the environment as an advantage. Dr. Leora Chen prepared the medical and containment equipment. The parasites inside the ship will try to escape. We need to be ready for anything. Elias gave the order. Team, move out. Humans survive through intelligence, courage, and teamwork. Let's go. The team climbed carefully over the rocky terrain, using ropes and tools to avoid injury. Every step was deliberate, every movement planned. Thierry guided them, pointing out weak spots in the alien vegetation and areas where the parasites might hide. As they approached the ship, faint wriggling sounds could be heard from inside. The parasites were still active, moving through the damaged corridors and storage units. Elias motioned to the team. Humans survive by observing first, acting second. Let's contain the threat before it spreads. The team entered the ship, cautiously. Broken panels and exposed wires made the journey dangerous. The air smelled strange, metallic, and sweet, and the faint glow of alien technology illuminated the walls. Suddenly, one of the containers shook violently. The parasite inside had sensed the humans. It wriggled and pulsed, attempting to escape. Now! Elias shouted. The team activated containment fields and used light pulses to paralyze the parasite. Dr. Chen carefully removed it with precision. Tools. Thierry watched in awe. Humans. Clever. Strong. You. Always think. Always adapt. Protect. The team moved through the ship systematically. Each room was cleared with care, every parasite trapped or neutralized. The creatures were intelligent, but humans had something they did not: strategy. They coordinated, improvised, and acted decisively. Mira studied one of the containers. These parasites are designed to survive, but humans survive because they anticipate, adapt, and outthink. That's what's saving the village, and that's what will save this planet. Elias paused at the main chamber of the ship. The largest containment unit stood at the center, pulsating with energy. This was the parasite's source, the original organism. This one is different, Mira said softly. It's larger, stronger, and smarter than the others. If it escapes, it could undo everything we've done. Elias examined the surroundings. Humans survive by using their brains, not just their strength. We'll trap it carefully, using the ship and the jungle to our advantage. He turned to the team. We divide tasks. Engineers reinforce containment. Dr. Chen and I handle the extraction. Mira monitors energy and movement, and Thierry guides us. Humans survive because we work together. Let's finish this. The team activated containment fields around the central unit, creating a shimmering barrier. The parasite inside pulsed and writhed, sensing the threat. It knows we're here, Thierry whispered. It fights. Very smart. Elias nodded. Humans survive by staying calm. Fear will not help us. Focus, precision, teamwork, that's our strength. Dr. Chen approached carefully, using light pulses to slow the parasite's movement. Mira monitored its energy, adjusting the field to prevent escape. Elias used a special extraction device, designed to immobilize the creature safely. The parasite resisted, wriggling violently, trying to escape the barrier. But humans adapted. They coordinated their actions perfectly, predicting its movements and countering them immediately. Thierry gasped. Humans. Amazing. Clever. Brave. With a final, careful motion, the parasite was trapped securely inside a reinforced containment unit. The energy pulsed once, then stopped. Silence filled the chamber. The threat was neutralized. Mira exhaled. It's done. The source. Secured. Humans survive because they think, adapt, and act as one. Elias smiled faintly. And we protect. Not just ourselves, but others. That's what makes us strong. Outside the ship, the tiny aliens gathered, watching the humans. Thierry stepped forward, his eyes shining. You. Humans. Heroes. Clever. Brave. You saved my people. My planet. We are grateful. Elias knelt down. Humans survive not because we are the largest or the strongest, but because we use our minds, our courage, and our hearts. And today, that's what saved you all. The tiny aliens cheered. their melodic voices filling the glowing jungle. For the first time in days, hope returned. Their people were safe, and the threat of the parasites had ended. Tiri looked up at Elias. Your species, incredible. We learn, follow. Humans protect, inspire. Elias nodded. And humans survive. That's what we do. No matter the danger. We think, we adapt, we act, and we protect those who cannot protect themselves. Mira studied the jungle around them. Zirthos Prime is alive, beautiful, and dangerous, but humans can face danger, not just with strength but with intelligence and compassion. That's why the tiny aliens survived today. Dr. Chen smiled. And we've learned something too. Humans are capable of brilliance in the face of danger. Not because we are perfect, but because we work together. We think, and we never give up. As the sun set over the alien world, the humans prepared to leave. The parasites were contained, the ship neutralized, and the tiny aliens were safe. Tiri climbed onto Elias's shoulder one last time. Humans. My people. Remember. Heroes. Clever. Brave. Protect. Elias patted him gently. And we'll always remember you. Humans survive by caring, thinking, and acting. Today, that's what made the difference. The team returned to their hovercraft, the glowing jungle stretching endlessly around them. Zirthos Prime was peaceful again, at least for now. Humans had faced danger, adapted to challenges, and protected a species far smaller and weaker than themselves. Elias looked at the team. Humans survive because we never give up. We think, we adapt, and we act with courage. That's what makes us strong. That's what makes us human. The tiny aliens watched as the humans lifted off into the sky. Their voices echoed softly through the jungle, words of gratitude and admiration. Tiri waved, a small but bright symbol of the bond formed between two species. As the hovercraft rose, Elias looked out at the glowing world below. Humans survive, and we help others survive. That's our legacy. That's what we do. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting the jungle in a soft violet glow. The parasites were gone. The village was safe, and humanity had proven once again that even in the darkest, most alien worlds, intelligence, courage, and teamwork could triumph over danger. And somewhere in the stars beyond Zirthos Prime, new adventures awaited. But one truth remained. Humans survive because of their minds, their hearts, and their unwavering determination. The jungle whispered softly below, alive with life, as the humans disappeared into the horizon. They had saved a species, conquered fear, and proven that ingenuity and courage were stronger than any threat. Tiri's final words echoed in Elias's mind as the hovercraft flew into the sky. Humans, heroes, clever, brave, protect, inspire. And with that, the humans vanished among the stars, leaving a world behind that would never forget the brilliance of humanity.